So we've seen this move to the downside play out on ADA, and I mentioned in my previous update that I was looking at for the price of ADA to tap into this range between 50 cents to 52 cents, given that within this Y wave, what I was tracking was an internal WX Y structure. And you can see that on this move to the downside, we ended up reaching this level at 48.98 cents. And since then, we have seen a nice rally to the upside where we've almost retested the 50 EMA. And it does look like what we are forming right now is this WXY structure. So if I bring in the fib tool and bring this down to 49.47 cents, and the Y wave would typically reach anywhere between 1 to 1.236, and we've tapped into that range. And so if you get rejected, one of two things could play out, where we could either see a bigger corrective move to the upside, like so, or the flip side could be that we are bearish and we see a reversal to the downside, and we then breach below the local bottom at 48.9 cents and go even deeper. And for us to be bullish, what we need is for the price of ADA to retrace towards the 1.6 minute level at 55.59 cents. That would then trigger a 5-hour structure. So as opposed to this WXY structure, we could see a 5-hour structure play out, where this could be the wave 1, wave 2, and then the wave 3 as a minimum requirement. We'll have to reach the 1.6 minute level. And then we see the wave 4 and then wave 5 play out. And then this 5-hour structure could either form a double wave as part of a bigger WXY structure, like so, or for us to be ultra bullish, what we need is for this 5-hour structure to then form the wave 1, and then we see a wave 2, 3, 4, 5 play out over the next couple of days or so. But for now, I'm looking at for this WXY structure, and so the next key region to be keeping an eye on will be the 50 to 88.2% retrace level, and that region sits between 49.52 cents to 51.82 cents. And so if ADA was to find support within this region, then we could see a bigger WXY structure play out where we then break above the local top at 53.77 cents. However, if we continue to drop below this region and go even lower, then that could then mark the top of this short rally at 53.77 cents, and then we see a deeper move to the downside. And with that being said, if I go on the 4-hour chart, it is worth noting that we almost actually retrace towards the 1.6 minute level on this move to the downside. And so if I bring in the fib tool and bring this up to 69.38 cents, so what you can see is on this move to the downside here, we almost retraced towards the 1.6 minute level, and that level is at 48.82 cents. And so you can see that we just about fell short of this level here. Now, if we were to drop below the local bottom at 48.98 cents and go even lower, then that could then trigger a 5-hour structure, which of course could be bearish. And so as opposed to this WXY structure playing out, we could have a deeper move to the downside where we have a 5-hour structure playing out, like so. And then this 5-hour structure could then form the double wave. And then we see a short rally to the upside to form the X wave, followed by a reversal to the downside, where we could see the Y wave play out, and we then break below the wave W or the wave X origin. And so if I go in the daily chart, we did have the correction that I tracked previously, made up of a WXY structure. And of course, we ended up reaching this level here at around 27 cents. And what I'm looking at for right now is for a bigger WXY structure to the upside, where ADA could tap into this range between $1.65 to $2.53. And so over here, we had this WXY structure that played out to form the double wave. And then we had this correction that formed the X wave. And so what I'm looking at for right now is for ADA to be within this Y wave. And we did see this rally to the upside following this crash. And as of right now, we are within this corrective move to the downside. And so if I bring in the fib tool and bring this up to 73.6 cents, and as far as this correction goes, typically it would retrace towards the 50 to 88.2% retrace level, and that region sits between 30.76 cents to 44.88 cents. And so we could potentially tap into this range here, and then short left, we'll then see a reversal to the upside. And you can see that as of right now, we've not actually tapped into this range. It is possible that we fall short of this range and we see a reversal, given that the correction as a minimum requirement will have to retrace towards the 23.6% retrace level, which we have done. But for now, it is possible that we see a deep move to the downside where we could tap into this range here, and then shortly after, we'll then see that reversal to the upside where we could then potentially even tap into this range that I'm looking at for. But of course, this is something I'm going to be tracking in the days and weeks to come, and I'll keep you guys updated. So yeah, that's just my update on Cardano ADA. Hopefully you found it useful, and if you did, then feel free to hit that like button, and if you're new, feel free to subscribe. Take it easy, people. Peace.